Thank you, Mr. President. By way of a 5-0 vote in your Senate Natural Resources and Wildfire Committee and the collaborative work of a number of legislators and staff and other folks throughout this session, I am pleased to bring you Senate Bill 83. This is the legislation that deletes from our wildfire program all aspects relating to the wildfire hazard map. That includes the map itself, the hazard designations it assigned, all map-driven requirements on property owners, all references to appeals. Without the map and the other elements, there will be nothing to appeal, and any potential requirement to include map-related information on property disclosure forms. This is the practical resolution of a defect that became clear to pretty much anybody who was paying attention over the last couple of years. A mapping model that assigns a hazard designation to a property without factoring in anything about the specific characteristics that exist on that property can't work. We were asking frustrated property owners to disbelieve what they were seeing with their own eyes. You cannot build a successful program based on a map like that, however scientifically sound it might be in theory. It was stoking hostility and mistrust and a division among us that's exactly the opposite of what we need to overcome the wildfire crisis that will be a fact of Oregon life for years to come. I could take time thanking a lot of people for development of this bill. One is the chair of our Wildfire Program Advisory Council, who happens to also be an attorney with bill drafting skills, because a lot of the provisions of Senate Bill 762 and a couple other bills reference the map in one way or another. It took meticulous effort with a scalpel to excise it out without damaging other provisions of the program that are working well without controversy. I also want to thank the House Minority Leader who got the ball rolling by asking for that drafting work to happen, as well as the senator from Southern Oregon, there in the far corner, who came into the session with a bill to repeal Senate Bill 762 altogether. We had a number of conversations about the parts of the bill that are working well and that we don't want to lose after 4 years of work and development. I valued this dialogue with him. We could use a lot more like it in this building. It yielded the good policy that we're voting on today. Along with repeal of the map and its associated parts, Senate Bill 83 has minor elements I'd like to mention. It adds 2 designated seats to our 19-member Wildfire Programs Advisory Council, one for an insurance industry representative and one with experience in structural firefighting in wildland environments. It changes the reporting schedule from different corners of the wildfire program. Our Wildfire Programs Director, Doug Graff, will now report every 90 days instead of 60 days, which is good because we have him doing too many things already. Reports on the Oregon Conservation Corps, our Youth in the Woods program, will be annual instead of biennial, and clarifies that annual reports will come from ODF on wildfire risk reduction and the 20-year Landscape Resiliency Plan, from DEQ on community smoke response plans and monitoring plans, and from the PUC on the whole array of wildfire risk issues related to utility infrastructure. The bill retains defensible space standards for safe landscapes and R327 building standards for more fire-resistant homes in what are termed model codes. It makes clear that they will not be the basis for state regulation, but are available for local jurisdictions to adopt at their discretion. We've already heard from cities who want to do that. And there's one more piece here that is especially for all of you who love big bills. Senate Bill 83 removes one line from the standard real estate disclosure statement that has to be used statewide for property transactions. In order to do that, we were told we had to include in full the entire text of the existing disclosure statement. You'll find that taking up all of pages 11 through 19 of this bill. We were told that was necessary for us to delete one question from the form, which we did. Has the property been classified as wildland-urban interface? That will be gone. Removing those 9 words takes up 9 pages of this bill. Maybe we can talk about that another day. Colleagues, I hope you'll agree that this is an important bill, and I hope every one of us can support it because it can be a pivotal reset. When we focus attention down on the details of wildfire policy, we sometimes forget the scope, the magnitude of this challenge. The trend of hotter, drier, windier summers has, since the turn of the century, been very consistent. All indications are it will continue, possibly get more extreme. So you look across the West and you see communities literally struggling for their survival. We in Oregon are literally in a struggle for our survival. There's nothing close to a guarantee that we'll succeed. That leaves us with the foundational duty to do all we can to protect our state and our people. Senate Bill 762, the omnibus bill, was designed to do that and is in many ways succeeding. It will stall out without adequate funding, and if we leave this building in June without providing that, we are failing our most basic obligation. We have another obligation here. It's up to us to show Oregonians what a united, all-hands-on-deck commitment to this crisis looks like. That includes everything from publicizing and promoting the best available risk reduction activities in our town and neighborhoods, to unraveling the wickedly tough knot of insurance affordability, to pushing for better, more resilient management of public lands, and a lot more. When we politicize wildfire policy, when we go at each other with recriminations and finger-pointing, the citizens watching us tend to do the same. That's when we lose all sight of the big picture, the existential crisis, apologies for the cliche, but it does apply here, that will face our state every year as far out as we can foresee. Colleagues, there's no shortage of issues that we disagree on that can fairly be fodder in next year's elections. Let's not add this one. In service to the people who send us here, let's make wildfire policy a demilitarized zone and devote every ounce of effort we spend on this issue to bringing Oregon through the coming years intact. We can make a clear step in that direction right now with united support of Senate Bill 83. Please take that step with me. Thank you.